Sharam avyaktam tesham ke yogavittamaha.
Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested?
Shri Bhagavanocha Maya Vishamano Yemam Nityukta Upasate Shraddhaya Pariyupetaste Niyuktatmamataha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect.
Ye tu aksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam pariyupasate sarvatra gamachintyam cha kutastam achalam dhruvam तन्नियमेन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रतः.
But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me.
क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते.
For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनन्यन् नैव योगेन मां ध्यायान्त उपासते.
तेषाम् अहं समुधाता मृत्यु संसार सागरात् भवामि न चिरत्पाता मयि वेशिता चेतसाम्.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and are always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Partha, Pratha, for them I am the shift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
मय्येवा मनोधत्स्वा मयि बुद्धिं निवर्षय निवासिष्यसि मय्येवा अथ ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः.
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
अथाचितं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मां विचाप्तुं धनञ्जय.
My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
अभ्यासोऽपि असमोऽतोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वां सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि.
If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage.
अपि अशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं तथा कुरु यथात्मवान्.
If, however, you are unable to work in the consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated.
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् Tyagat Shanti Anantaram.
If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
So this Bhakti Yoga chapter is very, very interesting. In the first 12 verses, Krishna has explained to Arjun, because Arjun asked Krishna, what is better, to worship your personal form or your impersonal form? So Krishna is really clear to Arjun that it's always better to worship my personal form, because then I will deliver you from this ocean of birth and death very swiftly. But those who worship my unmanifested form, for them it will take a long time before they can reach me. So especially in this age of Kali Yuga, we must attach ourselves to the two-handed form of Krishna, which is so beautiful, Shyam Sundar. And then Krishna says to Arjun, okay, you should fix your mind upon me and your intelligence as well. But if you can't do that, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, which is what we are trying to do in ISKCON, the chanting of the holy names and reading and taking prasad, etc., etc. If you can't do that, he's saying, please work for me. If you can't work for me, then you're working for somebody else. Give up the fruits, the results of your work. Don't think that belongs to you. And if you can't do that, meditate on me. Wow, you can't even do that? Then at least gain some knowledge about me. That's the minimum you can do. Get some knowledge about me. And now, Krishna in the next 8 verses tells Arjun about Bhakta Astakam. So he's in these 8 verses, he's glorifying his devotee.
Advaita Sarva Bhutanam Maitra Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirhankara Samadukha Sukha Shami Santushta Satatam Yogi Yatatma Dida Nishchaya Mayarpita Manobodhi Yomad Bhakta Same Priya.
One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chaya, harsamarsa payodvege, mukto yasa chame priya.
He by whom no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me.
Anapeksha suchi daksha, udasino gata vyataha, sarva aramba parityagi, yomad bhakta same priya.
My devotee, who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me.
Yona harshati na dveshti, na sochiti na kankshati, shubha ashubha parityagi, bhakti mam yasa chame priya.
One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me.
Samashatru cha mitra cha, tatha mano apmanayo, sitoshna sukha dukheshu, samasanga vivajitaha, tulya ninda stuti moni, santusto yena kenachit, aniketa stiramati, bhakti mame priyo naraha.
One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
Yetu dharmamritam idam yathoktam paryupaste shadana mata parama bhaktaste tiva me priya.
Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Bhakti Yoga ki jai,
Jai.
Devotional Service ki jai, Chapter 12 ki jai, Shavi ki jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Shavi.
Krishna, thank you.
Well done. So you're learning them step by step, huh? Slowly,
Yes.
slowly getting there. Very, very nice. You're doing so well. Thank you. So now we normally tell a little bit about Kartik Mas. So I was thinking, because everybody here probably knows about Kartik Mas and the benefits of performing tapasya in Kartik Mas, then we don't need to go through this too much. Only thing I was going to say, sometimes, well, all the time, when we sing Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Radhe. So in this pastime, Radharani doesn't even appear. So how can we sing Radha Damodar? It's an interesting question. So actually, there's an acharya who's written a book in our line, who's discussed this point, and he said that in Krishna Leela, in Golok Vrindavan, not on this planet, but in Golok Vrindavan, one time Radha and Krishna were going to meet. So Radha Rani was waiting, and Krishna was making her wait. Normally he makes her wait a little bit, but this time it was 2 hours, and that was a long time, even for Krishna to make Radharani wait. She was furious when he came, and he tried to make some lame excuse about helping mother for some festival or something, Govardhan Puja. Many excuses were coming out of his mouth, but Radharani was having none of it. So she got so fed up with him, she untied a
golden belt from her waist.
And tied him to a tree. And Krishna absolutely loved it. He was in ecstasy seeing this mood of Radharani. So that's one reason why we sing Damodar, Radha Damodar. Damo means rope, Udar means waist. And so she tied a rope around his waist. Of course, that rope is made of pure love.
And then in Lavan, in the temples, during this whole month, they tie a little golden string around the waist of Krishna and Radharani in remembrance of this pastime. But usually we can't see it. If you're alone and you ask the pujari, they will remove all their decorations, and then you can see that.
Also, it said that when Mother Yashoda was trying to tie Lala, she, of course, was not able to tie him up. She made fantastic effort, and Krishna's grace allowed her. But it said that actually Srimati Radharani gave her from a ribbon from her hair, right? And that was the clinching rope that tied Krishna to the wooden mortar. So that's another interesting connection between Radha and Krishna. So we've been told this, and I'm hoping that devotees are doing some vrat. Just to let you know, I suppose the last 5 days are Bhishma Panchak. It's a time when Bhishma also fasted. Good.
So yeah, this is the time when actually Bhishma Pitama actually fasted and preparation for leaving the body as well. So that is why devotees also fast or take on extra fasting during that time to get some more piety, just as Bhishma Pitama did. And then he was able to see Krishna as well.
So if say for the whole month you cannot do anything, then maybe for the last 5 days, it's good to focus. And that will be from 26, 27, 28, 29, 30th. From the 26th of November until the 30th of November. From Ekadashi until the end. So it's maybe you can put that into your diary and think on that. It's good because it'll give you great spiritual strength. So today we carry on with these chapters. We finished chapter 20 yesterday, and today we want to see if we can finish 3 chapters, 21, 22, and 23. Beautiful chapters. Okay, so they're called the gopis attracted by the flute, and second is stealing the garments of the unmarried gopi girls. We won't dwell on that too much. And delivering the wives of the brahmanas who performed sacrifices. So the gopis, they were actually talking about the flute. My dear friend, we cannot even think of his bamboo flute. What sort of pious activities did it execute so that it is now enjoying the nectar of the lips of Krishna? How is it possible that the flute, which is nothing but a bamboo rod, is always engaged in enjoying the nectar from Krishna's lips? Because the flute is engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. The mother and the father of the flute must be so happy. So this is the gopis they were saying, they were talking amongst themselves. And actually there's a wonderful pastime about why the flute has got this great opportunity. Anyway, let's see if it comes up here. Dressed in such an attractive way, Krishna filled up the holes of his flute with the nectar emanating from his lips. So the gopis remembered him, creating the forest of Vrindavan, entering the forest of Vrindavan, which is always glorified by footprints of Krishna and his companions. Krishna was very expert in playing the flute. And the flute, the gopis were captivated by the sound vibration. When Krishna plays his flute, the peacocks immediately become mad. When all the animals and trees and plants, either on top of Govardhan Hill or in the valley, or seeing the dancing of the peacocks, they all stand still and listen to the transcendental sound of the flute with great attention. So this is one thing we can learn from this is Vishnu and Krishna are both supreme. There's one God, different forms. And many times we have a discussion, which one is the original? Is it Krishna or is it Vishnu? So one of the things that distinguishes Krishna from Vishnu, he has 4 qualities which distinguish him from Vishnu. And one of them is he plays the flute like no one else. Even Vishnu likes to come and hear Krishna playing the flute. And the pastime of the flute is one day Krishna said to the bamboo, he said, I've got to do something and it's going to hurt you. And the bamboo said, okay, what do you have to do? I have to cut you up and make holes in you. Do you mind? And the bamboo asked, is there any other way? And Krishna said, no, there is no other way. And the bamboo said, okay, I don't mind. You can do whatever you like. I'm yours. So at that moment, Krishna surrendered to the flute surrendered to Krishna. That flute is always very near Krishna because the flute is a very surrendered soul to Krishna. So very interesting pastime. Krishna and Balaram, while tending the cows, appeared just like actors going to play on a dramatic stage. Krishna was dressed in glowing garments of yellow, and Balaram in blue. Why does Balaram dress in blue? Anybody like to answer?
Because it reminds him of Krishna's color.
And why does Krishna dress in yellow?
Reminds him of Radharani.
Reminds him of Radharani. That's right. Very interesting. When Krishna was engaged in tending the cows in the forest of Vrindavan or on Govardhan Hill, the gopis in the village were always absorbed in thinking of him and discussing his different pastimes. This is the perfect example of Krishna consciousness. So somehow or other, remain always engrossed in thoughts of Krishna. So even in these very difficult days where nobody's quite sure if anybody's going to be safe, even in these difficult days, we have to find ways of constantly trying to be in thoughts of Krishna. And there are ways we can do it. The unmarried, so he was 7 years and 1 month, and this is the Venu Gita Leela. The unmarried girls used to pray with great devotion to goddess Katyayani, addressing her as follows: O supreme eternal energy of the personality of Godhead, O goddess, please be kind to us and arrange for our marriage with the son of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna. So all the gopis used to pray like that to goddess Katyayani. And of course, those prayers were So one day, when he was 7 years and 2 months old, right? Pretty young age, Krishna, along with his friends, appeared on the scene. When the gopis were bathing in the river, Krishna could understand the desire of the gopis. Appearing on the scene, Krishna immediately collected all the garments of the gopis, climbed in a nearby tree, and told the gopis to come and get their clothes. This is really cheeky. Mm-hmm. He was so cheeky, and the girls were actually shocked by his behavior. But outside they were showing anger and didn't want to do what he's saying. But inside they were really happy that Krishna was doing this.
And this place is called Chirghat in Vrindavan.
Nice one. So while passing through the forest of Vrindavan on the banks of the Yamuna, Krishna sat at a beautiful spot and allowed the cows to drink the cold and transparent water of the Yamuna. Being fatigued, the cowherd boys, Krishna and Balaram also drank. So this is really beautiful picture, isn't it? And how Krishna
distinguish cows from his clothes.
Yeah. That's right. His outfit is really matching in with the Gomatas. And if you see, they're so attentive towards him. They love him very, very much. He loves them very much. Okay, then we come to a really interesting pastime. On one picnic, the Gopas were very hungry as they had not eaten breakfast. They thus approached Krishna, and Krishna advised them to go to the house of the Brahmanas who were nearby. They were engaged now in performing Vedic sacrifice. Ask for some charity in the name of Balaram. If you ask in the name of Krishna, they may not give, but ask in the name of Balaram. So the Gopas went, but the Brahmins, they were so busy doing their yajna, which was to satisfy Krishna, the one who was asking for the food, but they didn't even speak to the boys. So Krishna said to the boys, okay, don't be disappointed. Don't worry. The Brahmins have told you to go away, but you should go to their wives. The wives are much more intelligent than the men. So there's a very big lesson to learn from this, actually. Don't get caught up in so many rituals that we forget the purpose of the rituals. Sometimes we do things, we don't know why we're doing it. And we were discussing this afternoon. It's very important to understand why we do certain things. Why do we do anything? Because if we don't understand it, one, we won't keep up with doing it. Second, we'll be lost. It'll be like a mechanical transaction. We'll be just doing it for the sake of doing it. Oh, my mother told me, so I'm doing it. My father used to do it, and I'm doing it. Without really understanding the meaning behind doing it. So the whole point of doing devotional service is to please Krishna. And if we forget that, if we're chanting mechanically Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, just to get our rounds done, then we've missed the point. We're still chanting, we're still spending that time chanting, but we ain't going to get the benefit. So the whole point of this pastime is to make us understand that we want to please Krishna, whatever it takes. We want to please Krishna. When the wives of the Brahmins heard about Krishna and Balaram, they were immediately ready to serve them. They did not have to be convinced of the importance of Krishna and Balaram. Immediately, upon hearing their names, they became very anxious to see them. Being advanced by thinking of Krishna constantly, they were performing the greatest form of mystic meditation. All the wives then became very busily engaged in filling up different pots with nice foodstuffs. Due to performance of sacrifice, the various food was all very palatable. After collecting a feast, they prepared to go to Krishna, their most lovable object. Later, the Brahmanas realized that they had made a terrible mistake by neglecting Krishna. So the lesson to learn, the greatest meditation, is to think of Krishna. So the Brahmanas' wives, they were, if you like, you could say they were a little simple, but they were very, very wise as well. Because as soon as the cowherd boys came there and told them, Krishna is hungry, he would like to eat something, they could not do enough. They got as much bhoga ready for Krishna and Balaram to eat, and the Gopas as well. This was the glory of the Brahmanas' wives. The Matajis, they're always smarter than the Prabhus. I can tell you that from experience. Shri Govinda, the ever-joyful personality of Godhead, revealed his transcendental pastimes, appearing just like an ordinary human being, and enjoyed the food offered by the wives of the Brahmins. And the Brahmin wives didn't want to go home. Krishna would say, you better go home now, because your husbands have finished the yajna and they'll be waiting for you. And some of them would be crying. Some of them would say to Krishna, we're not leaving you now. We've attained you. We're not leaving you. We're going to stay by your side. But Krishna actually persuaded them to go back. And he assured them that there will be no difficulty at home. Don't worry. Your husbands will not chastise you. And also, you will not forget me. And this is one of the most important prayers that we should have. Whatever circumstance we find ourselves in, whatever difficulties we will find ourselves in, and we will, because this is the material world, there will always be difficulty. The prayer we must always have in our mind, my dear Lord, please let me never forget you, no matter what happens, no matter how much pain comes my way, let me not forget you. That is a really nice prayer. So tomorrow, we have the great fortune of looking at these 4 chapters, hopefully, and Janaki Devi will be talking us through this fantastic Leela of Govardhan. Govardhan Puja is taking place on Sunday, and we are preparing for a Govardhan Parikram to go around Govardhan. Of course, it's going to be virtual, online, but you will still need your passports and your OCI cards to enter. Only joking. But do join us. We're going to do that at 3 o'clock actually on Sunday, doing Govardhan Puja. We're literally going to walk, well, not necessarily walk, but we're going to look around the whole of Govardhan, do a parikram, which is a fantastic thing to do. So I wanted to ask Janaki, Janaki, anything you'd like to share?
Haribo.
Hare Krishna,
Haribo.
Janaki.
Haribo. Really nice topics today. I was just thinking, it was really nice how I think Prabhupada explains in Krishna book, in the commentary to the Gopis' worship of Katyayani Devi. So he explains it's so nice because all the Gopis ever asked for was for Krishna Prem.
Very good.
And
Very good.
it's so, sometimes people say to us, why do we only, focus so much on Krishna's worship? And, the answer to that we give is that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And then they say, but can we still worship, Durga, Shiva? And we say that, it's fine to pray, but we have to have the mood that the gopis did, which is to only ask for Krishna and to ask for the love of, Bhagwan. And if that's all you're asking for, then we can pray to the Devis and the Devtas very nicely. As long as our main goal is to ask for bhakti and to ask for devotion. So I think the gopis set such a nice example of that in their puja. And, even the way they did their puja is described, it was so perfect. And, they put so much effort into it, but their prayer was so selfless and, so pure. And we see that later, even with Rukmani, that will come as well, that even the way she worshipped, even they had the family deity, I think, of Durga. But even with her, she was so focused, her prayer was only for Krishna. So really nice. Prabhupada explains it so nicely. That
And
asking for bhakti, yeah.
No, that's a good point. Very nice point. But there are many devotees who worship Lord Shiva. And, after a lifetime of worshipping Lord Shiva, we go and tell them, forget Shiva, now worship Krishna. It can be a little shocking,
Yeah.
So the thing, what we always say is, don't stop the worship of Krishna. Just redirect your requests from Shiva. Instead of asking for material things, ask Krishna, ask Shiva, who is he meditating on, and can we get close to him?
Yeah, so true. And these are all temples in Vrindavan as well. Like, you can visit the Katyayani temple and you can visit the Mahadev, Gopeshwar Mahadev temple. These are actually such important places of pilgrimage for us. So it's not like we don't worship. It's just we just try and have a very as far as possible. I know we've all got our desires as well, but have a very selfless prayer. But every time I've been to these temples, I've been to that Katyayani temple in Vrindavan, and it's so busy because everyone's there, but it's so sweet in Vrindavan. Everyone's so focused on bhakti and stuff. It's really a must visit temple.
It is. And the thing is, it's also recommended that before you go to visit any other temples, Krishna's temples, when you're in Vrindavan, you first go and visit Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Ask his permission.
Beg his permission to enter the mood of Vrindavan. And then you're free to roam.
Because he's the protector of Vrindavan.
Yeah.
He's been given that special position.
Yeah, beautiful temple. And they're renovating it now as well.
Yes. Vyasaki and his wife are doing it, in fact.
Yeah.
They're supporting it financially.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Any questions? Anybody like to ask any questions? Rita or Sharmila, Leena, Aruna? Okay, so why don't we can move to the next part of the satsang, which is offering of the lamp to Damoda, so it's very important to offer lamp in this month. This month belongs to Rani. Belongs to Radharani, also belongs to Krishna, very dear to Krishna. So so many sins can be destroyed just by offering one lamp. So amazing. And even if we don't do any pious activities, just offering a lamp is enough to make us perfect. And it's as if we've done all the yagyas and bathed on the rivers, and such a great result you get, and become glorious and very fortunate as well. We can read the English because we've got a little bit of time, and it's always good to read the translation because then it sets the mood for the bhajan itself. So, Phani, would you like to read number 1?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I'm happy to read.
Thank you.
So I need to read this, Prabhu?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
A person who offers a lamb to Lord Damodara during the God. Oh, sorry.
What are you seeing now? Let's just see what you're seeing.
Okay, so now I'm able to
No,
see
it's number 1.
translation of Damodara Ashtakam.
Yeah, translation.
Translation number 1. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose sharp earrings and swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who I, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind her, who ran after him with a greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances.
Oh,
Do you want?
Deepika, your wife can read number 2.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Seeing the wiping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his 2 lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which are marked with 3 lines in a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with the ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisance.
Lena, would you like to read?
Number 3.
And maybe after that, Rekha, Rita, if you like to read.
Go on.
Yes.
Lena.
By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times.
Thank you. Very good. Rekha?
Yes, Prabhu. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours, as Bal Gopala in Vrindavan, may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Hare
Wonderful.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Rita.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Rita.
Number 5.
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish, dim bimba. This beautiful vision of your face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
Surrender and Sharmila, Vikash, would you like to read the remaining 3?
Shall I carry on? Or?
Go ahead. I offer
No.
my obeisances unto you.
Okay, Shirin. Yeah, that's it.
O Ananta Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, please by showering your glance of mercy upon deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and be visible to my eyes.
Good.
Wonderful. Thank you. Rohit, Sharmila.
Which verse I have to 8, 7?
Number 7.
O Lord, Damodara, just as two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvera, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as baby tied with rope to wooden grinding mortar. The same way, please give me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this, and I have no desire for any kind of liberation.
Okay.
Very good. Anjali
Anjali
Maji, Anjali Mataji.
Number 8.
Yes, Prabhu, I can read it.
Okay, yes.
O Lord the Mother, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Shrimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna.
It's amazing prayers. If you see, for example, where is it? This one, for example, number 7, he says, please give me your own prema bhakti. I long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. This is really advanced devotee. And this was sung by Satyavrat Muni in a conversation with Narad Muni and Shonak Rishi. Such an amazing soul. So this Damodarastakam, I mean, we should analyze every single word, but it is such an important bhajan. So I hope devotees are able to recite every day. It's a little complicated, but it is possible. And one devotee who is learning at the moment is Geeta. Actually, Phani, do you know this bhajan? Can you sing this bhajan, Phani?
Yes, Prabhu.
Not me, honestly, Prabhu, but my wife, she does.
Okay.
Good.
Deepika, then you can sing. And whilst you're singing, devotees are welcome to offer a candle
Or a lamp.
And we will highlight this one. So if you don't have a picture of Damodar at home, you're welcome to offer to this Yashoda Damodar. And if you haven't got a lamp or a ghee lamp with you, you can just do it mentally. Manasi Seva.
It's
So you
ready,
can.
Prabhu.
Sorry?
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead, Prabhu. Sorry.
Yeah. So whatever is convenient, this is very
So
flexible.
you can just hold your hand out like this and just offer it as if you're offering it for real.
Yeah. Okay. And in fact, we've even got the lamp here if you get out of the way. There you go. There's a lamp. Okay. So, Deepika, just sing it once all the way through.
Yes, Prabhu. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyolokaladavamana Paramrishtamatyantato Dhritagopya Rudram Muhurnetra Yukmam Rajantam Karamojayukmina Shatankanetram Muhushwasakam Patririkankakanta Sagraivadamodaram Bhaktam Iti Driksvalila Beranandakunde Swagosham Nivajantam Akhyapayantam Tadishitajeshu Bhaktaijitatvam Punah Prematastam Shatavriti Vande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Na Chanyam Vriniham Varishadapiya Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Bala Sada me manasya virastam kimanye Idam te mukamboja matyanta nilai Vritam kundalai snigdha raktaischa gopya मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तादरां मे मनस्या विरस्तम् अलं लक्षलाभे नमो देव दामोदर अनन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदिनं वतानो गृहाणेशममग्नं नित्याक्षिदृश्या कुबेरात्मजो भक्तमृत्यैव यत्त्वा त्वया मूर्छितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकमे प्रयच नमो शीघ्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो दन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो दन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले राजमनाम् हरि बोल.
Oh, that was beautifully sung. Thank you, Deepika.
Really good. And I was thinking, if you come on regularly, I would love you to sing this again for us.
Definitely. That's my pleasure.
Okay, really well sung. And then we just do a little bit more. Oh, Pitambar, are you ready to sing? Yeah. Pitambar, if you're ready, let us know. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Yashoda Damodar, Yashoda Damodar Yamoda. Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar Rani. Jaya Gauranita, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Nitai Gaura, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura, Haribo. Jai Yashoda Damodar ki jai, Radha Damodar ki jai, Damodarastakam ki jai, Kartik Mas ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande. So we like to pray for everybody's protection, especially in these crazy times, so that everybody is physically, mentally, and spiritually strong. So Pitamba.
Jai Shri Radha Krishna Chandra Bhagwan, Jai Shri Narsingh Dev Bhagwan, Jai Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai ho.
You've got about 4 minutes.
For both?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, for Namaste, okay, Namaste as well. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just do Namaste once.
Okay. Shri Nasimha, Jai Nasimha, Jaya Jai Nasimha, Praladesa, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma, Bringa, Shri Nasimha, Jai Nasimha. Aladesa Jaya Padma Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha.
That's Akaskaran. That's what it says.
Jaya Padma.
No, no. Yeah, it's right.
Don't too much water now.
Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya
Oh, where do you need it?
Yeah, you're right.
You have to wait if you didn't. That was something like that.
Mokha Padma. Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha, Baladesa, Jaya Padma,
Yeah, no.
Mokha Padma,
Concentrate.
Simha, Jaya Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha, Baladesa, Jaya Padma, Mokha Padma Bringa, Shri Narasimha, Jaya Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha,
It is.
Desa, Jaya Padma, Namaste Narasimhaya, Lada Lada Daine, Hiranyakashipo Vakshaya, Sila Sankane Kale, Eto Narsinho Parato Narsinho, Yatu Yatu Yamitato Narsinho, Vahe Narsinho, Hirade Narsinho, Narsimha Madem Sharana Prapade, Vakara Kamala Vare, Aguda Shri Kalita, Yakashipo, Tanu Bringa, Shadareva, Narahari Rupa, Jai Jagadisha Re, Jaya Jagadisha Re, Jaya Jagadisha Re, Shadareva, Narahari Rupa, Jai Jagadisha Re, Jaya Jagadisha Re, Jaya Jagadisha Re, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Jaya Narsimha Dev, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jai Ho Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Shri Narsingh Dev Bhagwan ki Jai, Jai Shri Balad Maharaj, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Pitamba. Very good. Thank you, Phani. Thank you, Deepika. And like to thank you, Surinder. Thank you, Kalpana.
Thank
Very,
you so
very
much,
nice.
Prabhu.
Aruna,
Thank you so much.
Artiven, very, very nice. Janaki, Sharmila, Vikash, Surinder. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
So
much.
join us for tomorrow. We've got Govardhan Leela and Janaki speaking. She's very, very good speaker.
Yeah, that's very good. Nice.
Thank you so much. Huh?
Okay,
Very, very
thank you
nice.
very
Thank you
much,
so much,
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
for
Thank you
your
so
time.
much.
Thank you, Phani.
Thank you.
And Deepika,
Thank
not
you.
Phani. Deepika can join us anytime.
Sure,
But Phani,
Prabhu.
you're a very good reader as well. Huh? And yeah, it's very, very nice. Very, very nice combination there. Nice combination. So thank you so much. And thank you, Vikash. Hey, thank you very much. Is that Kaushalya? And Rita, thank you so much. Thank you, Rohit. And thank you, Leena. So good.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Very, very good. Very good. And enjoyed the satsang yesterday. That was amazing. How many of your friends came? Quite a few family friends?
Yeah, about 3 or 4, not a lot.
Very good. It's very difficult to get people to come online for whatever reason.
That's
As
true.
as Phani knows as well. Very hard, isn't it? To
Thank you so much for allowing us.
Oh no, it's not a question of allowing. This is it's our honor and privilege, actually. It's so nice you join us. Makes us feel happy. You know, Lena, I was going to ask you, we're thinking of Friday nights doing one chapter of Bhagavad Gita every Friday night after this Damodar month. Is that something that would be of interest to you?
Yes, very good. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So in 18 weeks, we should complete the whole Gita.
Okay. What time were you
We're thinking
thinking?
about 7:30 till 9 or 7 till 8:30, something like that. Whatever suits. I don't mind. I'm not fussy. I'm flexible. So whatever suits people. What would suit you?
Yes, I will try and join every time I can.
Yes, of course. But what timing would suit you? 7:30?
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We can try. We can only try and then see where we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Hare Krishna, Phani. Hare Krishna, Vikash. Thank you so much, Vikash, for joining. Very, very nice. Every day you're joining. It's amazing. So, and your friends as well, Surendra, Davina. I don't think she joined today. Maybe she was working. Yeah, she's a nurse, no? Thank you, Rekha. Very, very nice of you joining. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Take care, Rekha. Take care.
Hare Krishna. Take care.
Hare
Bye.
Krishna. Okay, everybody. See you soon. Thank you, Phani.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
And
you very
Mataji,
much.
join soon, huh? Whenever you're free, whenever you're not doing satsang somewhere, you join us.
Yeah,
and
sure,
sing.
Prabhu.
Sure,
We'll
Prabhu.
continue.
I love you to sing again and again and again.
Sure, Prabhu. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really nice singing.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Thank you.
I will share my wife's number, Prabhu. You can add in the group and then she will
Okay.
enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. And we'll take you out. She's in, you're out.
Yeah, it's fine. Any one of us are in as long as.
In fact, you must know many bhajans, huh?
Yes, Prabhu. Like I've learned this almost Vaishnava's bhajans. I'm learning, Prabhu. So still it's on.
Very good. Have you looked at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's bhajans? Gitavali.
Gitavali, like Yamuna Tire, something about that one. He has written.
Yamuna Devi, yes, she did.
Yamuna Devi.
Yes.
I mean, I heard it. Most of the bhajans I do hear it. And recently this Chaura Ki Ashtakam, that one also. Chaura Ashtakam.
Yes.
Damodar Ashtakam, the day when I joined, I learned it. And because
wow.
the singing, the day, because I think we joined there in that BV on Krishnashtami itself. Same it was going on. So it's been 1 year with the relationship. So
okay, that's amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
We're really lucky. There's one Mataji, she's in Mauritius.
Yes, Prabhu.
And she's been singing all different bhajans, like Chorastikam, Nandan Astikam.
Yes.
Then you have, of course, the Jagannath Astikam. That's
Yes,
straightforward. And recently she's done Radha Kundastikam.
Radha Kundashtakam. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. And now she's done
Krishna
Shishi Radha.
and Radha Kripashtakam is also there.
Radha Kripa is Kataska Stava Raja.
Kavacham.
So she's done that one. 19 verses.
Wow.
So, and she did that today. Very beautiful. I'll send the recording to Phani and you listen to that. So good.
Sure.
And so that is, we're very lucky. We're getting access to all these. But after Damodar month, we're going to look at the Bhaktivinoda Thakur songs, Gita Vali and all those. And he's got a lot. There's a lot of songs there.
Yes, Prabhu. I just went because this is some of the things which I knew before, but some of the things which I don't know. This is like something new to me. So I like to do that. Something different. I like.
Very good. There's Madhurastakam. You must know that.
Yes, Madhurastakam.
Adaram Madhuram. So I'd like you to sing that. Kevalastakam. That is Nilakant Goswami. Kevalastakam. Govardhanastakam we know. Vrindavanastakam. Jagannathastakam we know. Chorastakam we know. Nandanastakam. We're running out of astakams now. But this is a fascinating time for us. So we're going through these different bhajans.
Yes.
So, but the thing is, we do it at a little odd time. You might be working at that time. We do it at 3:30 in the afternoon every day. So that might be a little awkward for you. But anyway, let's see. Maybe we can do some in the evening sometimes.
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for taking time and
thank you so much, Prabhu.
No problem at all. It's really nice. Enjoyed. Hare Krishna. Take care. Hare Krishna.
Take care.
Hare Krishna, Surendra. Hare Krishna.